Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's great to have the opportunity to start to walk through some of these processes with you. I've had a lot of requests for just how you actually make some of your own videos, and so I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a look at the whole process that I use. I know there's a lot of people that are doing this now, and I think it's great. And I should tell you that the research tells you that the students are going to relate most effectively, or the greatest impact you'll have is when the students actually recognize the teacher on the video. So if you can make your own, it's a big advantage. But how do you do that? Well, that's what today's about. So couple of little background things. Firstly, I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, which I find to be a really nice, easy tool. It's also free. There is an upgrade possible, but that's for more advanced editing, and you probably want to investigate something like Camtasia if you're interested in doing that. The other tool which I will use later is something called Handbrake, which just allows you to compress your files, and that's really important if you try and sort of minimize the file size, especially if you want to have your students actually downloading and watching some of these on their own computers at school. But let's get into the process. So what I want to do today is I want to just walk you through a PowerPoint. So here's an example of one. It's one I haven't actually recorded yet for the Chem 300 series, but it's one that I will soon. And I'll just give you a look at the whole process. So this is PowerPoint. Probably the only thing about PowerPoint that may be different from the version that you're using is this add-in called Mix. Mix works on the PCs, on the Windows operating systems. I don't think it works on iOS, but often they already have a few advanced features anyway, so you might find something similar that does a similar job. Two important parts of this ribbon that I use are the slide recording and the export to video, and that's what I'll show you right now. So I'm going to actually start recording. I've got the camera turned on so you can see me now. Hello, I'm over there. You can also turn the camera off, and that will just give you audio. So I'll show you how that works as we go along. First thing we need to do, let's just pop the camera on for the starting point, and then we can remove it a little bit later on. So let's record. So this is what I would do. There are two options once you get into this point. Firstly, I'm using the mouse at the moment, so you can see I'm moving the mouse around. I have a number of different colors that I can use, and I can do that for highlighting, underlining, circling, all of those sorts of things. Of course, that's the way I started, and it's a bit clunky. So then I traded up to a bamboo tablet. I have to say, in the over the last couple of years of producing some of these videos, I'm now with a graphics tablet, and the graphics tablet looks like this, and it has an extra display screen. So it means I can actually see on my screen what is also in front of me, and it makes it much easier for doing annotations. So this is much more precise, and I can write with the stylus using the graphics tablet. It makes it much easier, but it is more expensive. As I go further along, what I can do is make any of the important annotations that I want against each of these particular notes. So you want to make sure you don't have too many slides, just enough to engage student interest and give you some space to write things. So this may be something that you can talk about in terms of the nature of each of these particles. You might want to talk about two protons and two neutrons, etc. And this might be equivalent to a helium nucleus, and so on. These are the sorts of annotations that you can put in and virtually do these videos like you were going to teach them in the classroom. The one big advantage of the videos is, of course, you don't get questions, you don't get sidetracked, so you can keep your videos nice and neat and tight. We just move on with the arrow key. I can also decide if I want to sort of highlight some things, change my color and say, you know, alpha radiation is strongly ionizing, but it has low penetration. And so it's one of the things that used to be used in smoke detectors, for example. And these are the ways we just make these little notes, go through to the end. And then when you're done, you just have to stop the video. When you stop the video, you come back to this main screen. And from this main screen, I can then double check, make sure I'm happy with everything. If I am, then I'll close. When I close, you can see I've now gone back to audio because now we're just using the screencast mode. And And I will double check my slides first of all to make sure that they are none of the video is obstructing any of the words. I did do that early on. It was a bit of a trap, so keep an eye on that. And then I'm back into the mix, and I want to export to video. This is literally the only other step, and it's probably the one that makes it most easy for turning your PowerPoints into actual videos. So you can choose what resolution you want. You want something that's reasonably good without being too high, and that's again where the compression tool can help. So I usually select 720. I hit next, and then it gives me this option. You can see some of the videos that have already been produced and uploaded, and so I'll just say save. Whilst that process is happening, the other thing that I will do, I can knock the timeline off, we don't want that. The other thing that I can do is go to wherever my YouTube is. And of course, it becomes an easy option then in YouTube of just trying to upload it. Now you need obviously to make sure that you've got a channel or you've got somewhere. Once you've got the video, incidentally, you're done. Your job's done. If you've got a learning management system in your school, you can just upload the video directly here. So you see these MP4 files, they're the ones that are being created, and it makes it very easy for you to just directly upload them straight. But I would use something like this. So if I just drag across, I've got two screens and I love dual screens, and that's maybe an idea for another day. So here's my channel. Up the top of the channel is the create, so I can upload a video. Now usually I'd have the dual screens going on while this is happening, but here you can just have these two right next to each other, and what I would do with that is just literally take one and drag it straight across into there, and then it allows you to add some descriptors, anything else that you want to do with that in YouTube. It's literally that easy. That's the whole process. And once the video's on, it's in. It then appears once I publish it for everyone to have a look at. And that's basically the same process I'm going to use when we finish this particular video. So that's pretty much it. That's the whole process. If I quickly pop back to where my video was, you can see just in this time that I've been talking that the video has actually been successfully exported. So I'm all done. I usually save this now as an annotated version, which I won't do because I'm going to do that a little bit later on. But that's pretty much the entire process. So I hope it's been helpful for you, and that you can start making your own videos very soon. Good luck with them, and thanks for watching.